Okay, now let's talk about the working together. You will notice, unlike our previous two chapters, working together 1, 2, 3, and 4 for this chapter are all together. That's because we're going to be practicing journalizing, and journalizing we're just going to keep going right after each other. Okay, so we will do working together 3-1 and 3-2 today, and then next week, Tuesday, we will do 3-3 and 3-4. Now, this is something that should look very familiar, and as we keep going here, it's something that you're going to recognize at least the transactions because they're the same we've done for the last 2 units. So if you want to keep working, you can, but just keep in mind that we will do 3-3 and 4 together on Tuesday. So for 3-1, in the book, when we're looking at 3-1, working together, and every other time for any other problem you'll see, you're now going to make sure you see a list of account titles, okay? These are all of your accounts for this example throughout the entire chapter. So when we do working together 3-1, 2, 3, and 4, it's going to be the same account titles. Same thing for on your own, 1, 2, 3, and 4, it's going to be the same account titles. So we're dealing with Norma Dirks. She is the owner of Dirks Copy Center, and these are her accounts. So we're going to do these two transactions, one after each other. So starting off, it says transactions. On April 1st, we received cash from owner as an investment for $2,800, R1, or receipt 1. Before we even get started with the actual process of journalizing, we need to number the pages of our general journal. As we get further and further along, we'll keep adding journal pages, and we will end up posting, that's the next chapter, we have to actually reference in our posting, we'll start using this column, but we have to actually reference what page we're on in the general journal. So it is important that each page is numbered in chronological order. There's that word again, chronological. So on April 1st, we received cash from the owner as an investment. Now, I've been doing this a while, so I don't need a T account to be able to know that my debit is going to be cash and my credit is going to be the capital account. However, if you need that reminder, you have plenty of room on the outside of your working papers. If you need to draw a T account, then draw a T account, okay? That's perfectly fine. If I see T accounts on these, you will be A-okay, you won't get downgraded. But as we go on, we're gonna have to stop doing T accounts. But because we are at the beginning of this chapter, feel free to do that. So our debit is going to be cash. Our document number is receipt number 1 in the amount of $2,800. Now, you will notice our lines. We're going to go back to elementary school math here. We have our cents, we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, and our thousands. We have to acknowledge, unlike other chapters, the cents, even if there's nothing supposed to be there. You have 2 options. You can either put 2 zeros there, or if there's no cents, you can also just draw a line. But either way, you have to acknowledge that there are no cents. If you leave it blank, it is wrong. You either put 2 zeros or you put the line. Next, we're going to do our credit. Our credit was capital, but her name is Norma Dirks. And again, credit of $2,800. And I personally do a line. And I forgot to keep writing capital. Again, making sure we indent. Our next is on April 2nd. We paid cash for supplies for $415. Check number 1. Now, because we're in the same month, we don't have to write April again. It is assumed that if you just put a number, it's for the same month. So I'm going to put a number 2. Make sure you keep going. Do not skip a line or you will not have enough room when it comes down to the end. So again, we paid cash for supplies. Knowing that and knowing our T accounts, supplies goes up. It was check number 1 for $415. Again, acknowledging no cents. We need to indent for our credit, which is cash, for that same $415. Again, we still have a debit, we still have a credit. If you need that visualization of a T account, you have your cheat sheet, you have the board, and you can write it down.